Here's an engaging story based on that title, crafted for a 10 to 15 minute YouTube-style narrative with emotional depth and suspense. The rain poured relentlessly, drumming against the large windows of the opulent mansion. Inside, the kitchen gleamed with marble countertops and polished brass fixtures, a stark contrast to the cold streets outside. In the shadows of the pantry, a little girl, no older than 8, stood frozen, a loaf of bread clutched in her tiny hands. Her eyes were wide, terrified, and full of shame. She had been hungry for days. Her family had nothing, and her stomach ached with emptiness. She didn't know where else to turn. So, she did the unthinkable. She had sneaked into the kitchen of the nearest house, hoping to take just enough to survive another day. But she wasn't careful enough. The sound of footsteps made her freeze. "Hey," a deep, calm voice said from the doorway. The little girl spun around. Standing there was a man, tall, impeccably dressed, with an air of quiet authority. His eyes, though sharp, weren't angry. They were curious, almost compassionate. The girl's mouth opened to apologize, but no words came out. Tears welled up. She expected the worst, a scolding, a scream, maybe even the police. But instead, he smiled softly. "Don't be scared," he said gently. "Why are you taking this bread?" The girl's voice trembled. I'm hungry. My mom, we don't have anything to eat." The man's expression softened. He stepped closer, kneeling to meet her gaze. "I see. You didn't steal because you wanted to, you stole because you had no choice." Instead of anger, he offered her something she never expected, a warm meal. He pulled a chair and told her to sit. As she devoured the steaming bread and soup, he asked her name and listened to her story with patience. "I'm David," he said finally. "And you are?" "Lila," she whispered. David smiled. "Well, Lila, no one should go hungry. From now on, I'll make sure you and your family have enough to eat." He didn't just stop there. Over the next weeks, David didn't merely feed her. He helped her family find work, arranged for schooling, and even set up a small trust fund so that Lila and her siblings would never face hunger again. "What would have happened if you had called the police?" Lila asked one day, eyes wide. David chuckled. "Then you'd have been scared for all the wrong reasons. Sometimes, the right choice isn't the easy one. Kindness, that's what changes lives." Years later, Lila grew up strong, confident, and determined to help others in need, just like the man who had chosen compassion over punishment. And every time she faced a tough choice, she remembered that rainy night in the kitchen, when a stranger gave her more than just food. He gave her hope. The moral was simple but powerful. Sometimes, one act of empathy can change the course of a life forever. If you want, I can also write 10 hyper-realistic image prompts to capture the most suspenseful and emotional moments of this story for thumbnails or AI-generated visuals. It would make the story perfect for YouTube. Do you want me to do that? You want me to do that?